She-Rag got me.
Hit boy on the beat, so you gotta go berserk.
Okay. Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that lend their hand and wanna see you win. When you come up on that lick, make sure you cut them in. And then, sometimes you need a foe, one to keep your eyes open, keep you on your toes. You know the ones that wanna keep you where you've been before. But I can't go, no I can't go. And whoa, sometimes I need a check. Not the sneakers, but the ones that make you watch your step. You change name, how about your respect? Give them more than what I get, expecting up the back. In fact, you know, I sat down with my accountant, he said, I got good news and I got bad news. I said, what's the good news? He said, the good news is you made a lot. I said, what's the bad news? The bad news is you spent more. Okay. Look, sometimes you need the faith, sometimes you need to know your worth, sometimes you need to wait. Shoot like the golden boy, but ain't from the bay. You can't negotiate with Drake, you gon' have to pay. But wait, jugging on the main stage, the mainframe, loosen up your face, baby. Sometimes I need a vacate, meditate, hydrate, protect my energy before engagement.
Grew up having nothing, you're labeled impatient. But once the boss made it, you're labeled amazing. Meticulous with words, such a force of nature. Boss. I don't wanna seem absurd, but that boy's a gangster. Focusing on me, way from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle pockets, LIDs. Distinctive destinations.
Today, from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, it's Week 12 of the NFL on EA Sports. Baltimore Ravens taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Baltimore Ravens. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
I read something. Prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end He's buying gifts for all the guys who helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a 1st down as well. And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Tackle made at the 38.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 14 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Now a handoff here to his running back. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
Carried by number 30.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. He was 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Now the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are...
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Josh Lambo now for the point after. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. And Lambo now after the touchdown. He'll kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 15 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown.
Are we playing old school football now? We've got the top 10 rusher in the league. He's sitting at number 10, but he has a chance to move up with a big-time game. So expect that offensive line every time they go to the bench and tell the offensive coordinator, let's run the football.
That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a 3rd down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call.
Offense. Oh, why are we doing this?
That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Jaguars 7, Ravens nothing.
That's the reason we bought for.
47 is the mic. 47 is the mic. Let's go.
Here's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. He's going. That's caught inside the 20. And he makes it all the way down to the 13-yard line.
For a Baltimore.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
First and 10. At their own.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number one goal? Make the playoffs. Number two, win your division. Number three, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number one seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
33-yard line.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And they give this time to the tailback. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
I know they want to go for it here, and I know that their fans want them to go for it, but listen, I'm going to play head coach right here and look at the facts. Tie game, plus, even if you get the first, you still got a half a field to go. I'll go ahead and punt the football myself.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. 6 yards on the pickup, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a third down.
Jackson looking to throw on third. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
His throw caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. His 6th touchdown of the season, and the Ravens have taken the lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken in the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. No gain, and it's second down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. That one complete. He finds Shark.
The pass.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Back to throw again. Throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 26-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Jackson from the shotgun. He's going deep for Brown. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marquise Brown with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 of the year. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability.
Lining up for the
so simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Jackson rolling to his right. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. Now it's Jackson. His pass caught at the 4. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
A gain of 8 brings up second and
goal from the 1-yard
line.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. From a yard out as the Ravens push further out in front. And there was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
He knocks it through. It's 28-7. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. And just like that, on we head to half number 2.
Jaguars 7.
The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled into 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
He's got his man on the crossing route. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time, because let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
13 yards remaining on 2nd down. Here's Jackson to throw. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Andrews.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
3rd and 6.
And Jackson throwing once more. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a first down.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
They'll run on first down. Dobbins. And a penalty flag is down to the backfield as they finally bring him to the turf. But I'm not sure this is going to stand. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
That's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Flush to his right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Josh Allen in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 11.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Now it's Jackson. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
37-yard line.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
A gain of 12.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Back now in Baltimore. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. This one to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Back to throw now on first down. This is Chenault on the receiving end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 more yards there and another first down.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been...
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Lambo on for the extra point. It's up and good, and it's now 28-14. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it culminates in a Jags touchdown.
Josh Lambo.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And he returns this to the 22.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a 2-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before when you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay. It's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to fashion together a good drive right here and now.
Because defensively, got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That goes for a gain of 31. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence, because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're
Dobbins hit, and he fumbles. And the Jags grab it. Accelerating, and off he goes. 30, the 20. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it, and you know that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Now Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Incomplete. It's now 3rd down and 9 yards.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. And this is caught at the 8. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff position? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Justin Tucker.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken about 7 yards deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's got a first down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning.
And the Jaguar.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. They're trying to find Shark, but it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got two more to use here in the final stages. Seven yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw, eluding the pressure right. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Well, this is something I may never understand. I don't get why a quarterback under duress who has a chance to get rid of the ball and save the yardage keeps it and runs out of bounds. Instead of an incomplete pass and no loss of yardage, it's a 3-yard loss.
And that is incomplete.
Intended for Devin Duvernay.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A big pickup of 12 yards on fourth down to keep this drive from stalling. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need. And that's exactly what they got done.
Jackson's
Ravens going to use their third and final timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Jackson will throw again. Sliding out of the pocket. He'll try and run it. And he's brought down. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
first down. And
they'll try to run with Dobbins. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us, we're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Justin Tucker to kick off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. DJ Chark, the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Third down.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Able to complete this to Chenault. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Ravens.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Ravens, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Eagles will come to town.
Everybody used to pick at me, now I'm the one that they picking. Snakes out, they hit scene, but I can't hear it when the crowd screams. Still balling like an offspring. This for all the ones that doubted me. Gotta lose once to be a true winner. Only want the hunters with the blues in it. Eating blood across it where the blood thinner. Just stay turned like, you know. I've been through that water like Olympic swimmers. Only bread and butter, what we ate for dinner. So I had to dream it till the dream is bigger. Only want the gold, we don't need the silver. Gotta be number 1, number 2 never count. Used to have bubble guts competition, now point them out.